All right, hello everyone. Welcome to our second session. Our second session is about data analysis with Azure automated machine learning. Our speaker for tonight is Vitor Fava. He's a Microsoft MVP for AI and data platform too, right? And he's one of the organizers of the communities there at Brazil. He's actually from PTN Services, same company as me, but I'll let him introduce himself and his session. So with that, I'll hand it over to you, Vito.
Okay, P. Okay, thank you, man. Hey guys, how are you? First of all, I just want to say thank you for all of you that are here today with us, and I want to say thank you for the organizers to have me. So it's always good. It's always great to talk about IT, to talk about database and artificial intelligence. So I'm very excited to show you some of the greatest things that we have on Azure at this moment, right? And my idea today is to talk about data analysis using Azure automated machine learning. Okay, so my idea today, guys, is it's really easy. I want to spend a few minutes with you to discuss about what is artificial intelligence, what is the idea that we have about artificial intelligence, and I need to have all of you at the same page. So I just want to spend a few minutes of our session to discuss about machine learning, supervised learning, unsupervised learning, because before that, we all are able to understand and to see why it's so great, so amazing to use automated machine learning, or as we say, auto ML, right? So you are going to see one of the greatest things that we have on Azure right now. Okay, so my idea is let's talk about what is artificial intelligence, a little about what are the technologies that we have. I will focus mainly on machine learning because this is what I want to show you today. And then I will show you a demo, right? Some demos. So let's do it. Let me just give you a brief description of myself. My name is Vitor Fava. I work at PFN, as Pio just said to you guys. I'm from Brazil, okay? And I am a MVP on artificial intelligence and that in data platform. I'm also the chapter leader of the PASS group here in Brazil, in São Paulo. I'm from São Paulo, by the way. I'm Brazil, but I live in São Paulo. And we have a chapter here that we call SQL Manix. So you are most welcome if you want to join us. I'm sharing a QR code. So if you have interest to join us on Telegram, and guys, there's no problem at all. You can join us. We are in Brazil, but we already have some great members discussing about data platform, cloud computing, AI, and you can talk in English, no problem at all. We always have someone there to help you, and I really want to have you guys to discuss about IT. Okay. So you also have my blog, and sorry for that, but my blog is only in Portuguese by now. I'm trying to change that. But if you want to see some cool stuff, you can take a look on my blog and also on my YouTube channel. I always have some good videos there. And please add me on your LinkedIn. You have my LinkedIn there. If you want to add me or follow me on Twitter and on Facebook, please, guys, be my guest. I'll be more than happy to have you and continue to talk about technology in general after our session. Okay, so the first thing that I want to discuss, I want to say to you, in fact, I want to ask you. I'm pretty sure that when you listen to someone talking about artificial intelligence, this is what you have in mind. Okay, I'm pretty sure about that, right? When you start to talk about artificial intelligence, this is your expectation. I can say that is my expectation too, okay? I hope that in maybe in a few years we start to have some cool robots. Okay, I'm kidding, right? This is what we all expect when you see something about artificial intelligence. We start to think about, oh, a huge AI. But guys, I don't want to bring you bad news, but this is what we have. Okay, yeah, this is what we have, right? You have some high expectations, but this is what we have at this moment, right? What I'm trying to say is that, man, artificial intelligence is a great area to work. You can bring all your ideas. We have a lot of space to grow. We have so many things that we can accomplish using AI. And I'm pretty sure that most of you are already using something related to AI. And you can say, hey, Vitor, no, I'm not a developer. I don't know anything about AI. But I'm pretty sure that you are already using something related to AI, and we are going to discuss about that in a few minutes, okay? First thing first, do you know that the idea about artificial intelligence, the theory, existed since 1956, 1954, it's really old, right? I'm pretty sure that most of you are saying, no, this is not true, Vitor. No, I just started to know about artificial intelligence 4 or 5 years ago. Yes, and I know that, and I want to discuss about that. There is a reason for this happening right now. Okay, so the idea about artificial intelligence is pretty straightforward. If you are able to develop something, a machine or a code that could take a decision like a human being, we are talking about artificial intelligence, okay? This is the idea about artificial intelligence. The idea is to simulate a human taking some decisions using data. And then you can start to say, okay, Vitor, okay, this is cool, this is nice, but why just now? Since I remember that in 2014, 2015 is when I started to see a lot of things about AI, and I started to see Microsoft moving in that direction. And I want to say that there is a reason for this started to happen 5, 6 years ago. And the main reason is about those 3 pillars that we have when we are talking about artificial intelligence. So to build something, to build out an artificial intelligence solution, we have 3 pillars. And let me say that this is not new, but now we have something that is helping us to bring all the power of artificial intelligence to your clients. And I can say that it's related to data. Can you see on my screen a little word there, big data? Guys, what is the idea about big data? And then I'll be really straightforward here. I'll try to give you some examples, but the idea about big data, you already have everything in the name, right? Big data means that you have a lot of data. Yeah, this is true. I'm pretty sure that most of you are watching this session on your computer, but maybe some of you are watching this session on your mobile, on your cell phone, right? On your tablet. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that some of you are wearing some gadgets like this watch, or maybe you have an iWatch or a Samsung Gear or something like that. Right now, guys, at this moment, we are producing so much data that you cannot imagine, right? At this moment, we have a lot of data to use. And one of the things that we really need to build an artificial intelligence solution is data. The idea about artificial intelligence is to teach a machine. And when I say a machine, you can think on a hardware or only a software, okay? A code. The idea is to teach a machine to take a decision, to analyze data and take a decision about that data. And how can you teach a machine? Let's change that. Let's change the end goal. Let's talk about you. If you want to learn something new, for example, hey Vitor, I really like about SQL Server. We just had a great session about Power BI and Power Apps, and that was amazing. That was a great session. And for example, I really want to know more about Power Apps. So what I need to do, I need to go and search about Power Apps. I need to start to read about that. I need to study about that. I need to test Power Apps, and then I can learn something, right? This is the process to learn something. Okay, so I need to build my experience about that topic. And let's think now about a machine. How we can teach a machine at it's the same idea. You can teach a machine showing some data, showing some historical data. And right now we have so much data that it's possible to build great artificial intelligence solutions. Okay, and when we started to talk about artificial intelligence, like I just said, in 1956, man, you can say, okay, we didn't have internet at that time. Maybe we were starting to have internet, but we didn't have data enough to teach a machine to think. Okay, we don't have that amount of data, and right now we have. So right now, one of the most important pillars that we need to build artificial intelligence, that is data. It's really okay for us. We have a lot of data, but there's something really important, guys, and I will show you in our demo. We need data, but we need good data. We need information that means something. We need to do some checks. We need to have a good quality on our information. It's not enough to have a lot of data. We need to have data, and data needs to be good to use, right? Okay, the second pillar. If we have a lot of data and we need to process all this data, now we need to have processor power. Okay, so if you have a lot of data but you don't have processor power to read, to process, to manipulate, to transform that information, man, you don't have nothing, right? You don't have nothing. And right now we have something called cloud computing. Do you know about cloud computing, right? At least I hope you read something. You don't need to be an expert. It's not necessary to be an expert about cloud computing to build an artificial intelligence solution, but I want you to have the idea about cloud computing. At least the main idea, that is, okay, if I need a resource, I can go on my cloud provider and just buy that. And then I have that resource almost at the same time. For example, we are talking about Azure. You can go on Azure and you can say, hey, Microsoft, I need to process 1 petabyte of data. And to do that, I need a machine, I don't know, with 64 cores, I don't know, 1 terabyte of RAM. And you can just go there and you can buy that machine. You can buy that processor power and start to process your data. And if you need more when you are processing this data, you just need to go there and say, hey, Microsoft, okay, I need more processor power. And you can provide that. You pay for that, for sure, you need to pay. But again, you pay, you create your new compute, and you already have this processor power in a few minutes, and you can process all your data, right? This is cool. This is really, really cool, man. This is amazing. And the third pillar are the data models. We already have the data models for a while. The idea of data models are the mathematical models that you can use to analyze your data and find some patterns there, identify something that is happening with your data. That is what we are going to do. Okay, that's what we are going to do, and I want to show you that in a few minutes. But right now we have those three pillars, okay, that we didn't have in the past. So this is why you just started to know more about artificial intelligence for the last 5-6 years. Okay, there's no magic there. Okay, little about magic, but the main idea is that now we have data. We have a lot of data. We have enough data. We have more than enough data to work, and we have processor power. So we can build something to analyze all your historical data and identify something for us there. And to do that, we need to start to talk about one of the areas inside artificial intelligence, because guys, artificial intelligence is a huge area. Okay, it's like say to you, okay, you are working with databases. And you know that to work with databases, you can be a performance tuning expert. You can be a guy that is working with high availability. You can be a guy that is working with Power BI. You can be a guy that is a database developer. So database is a huge area. It's the same idea with artificial intelligence. It's a huge area. And one area that I want to talk to you about it is machine learning. So inside artificial intelligence, we have machine learning, okay? Machine learning, guys, is the idea to build something, again, to build a solution, to build a model where you can teach something to this model using data with minimal programming. I will show you that I will build a model without one line of code. Okay, I will build a model in a few minutes with you guys using Azure Machine Learning Service, and inside Azure Machine Learning Services, I'm going to use AutoML, automated machine learning, and we are going to build a machine learning model without one line of code. For sure that after that, if you want to consume this solution, you need to use code, because you need to use our API, our endpoint to call our model. But to build our model, I'm going to do that without one line of code. Okay? This is so cool, man. This is so cool. So the idea about machine learning, it's pretty simple. Okay, I'm going to show a lot of data to a machine, to a code, and then this code, this machine will start to analyze my data and discover something for me. Okay, I need to say what I want to discover, what I want to do, right, or not. It depends the way that I want to learn something. I'm going to talk more about that in a few seconds. Okay, but as I said in the beginning of our session, I'm pretty sure that most of you are already using artificial intelligence, especially a machine learning solution. Okay, guys, how many of you in this dark times, right? We have this pandemic happening right now, and most of us are working from home. And I'm pretty sure that if you have a child, or even if you are alone, you like to spend some minutes of your day chilling, right? And I'm pretty sure that some of you are watching Netflix or Amazon Prime, okay? And start to think about Netflix. When you open Netflix front page, your front page, you can see that there are some recommendations there, right? And it's so cool, man. If you start to think, and if you spend maybe 5 minutes to go through the recommendations, you can say, hey, this is cool. How Netflix knows that I like those kinds of shows, or how Netflix knows that I like this movie. Oh, they are really good to recommend something to me, right? Yeah, and I say that is artificial intelligence. This is artificial intelligence, guys. Guys, can you imagine how much data Netflix has about all the users that are watching something around the world? Okay, for example, I'm pretty sure that I'm sharing some of the same shows that I like with you guys. We have the same attributes. We have the same features. When we talk about machine learning, our characteristics we call features. Okay. For example, one feature that you can say about me is that, okay, I am 37 years old. I am from Brazil. This is another feature. I like I like comedy shows. This is another feature that you can say about me. And if you grab all this data about me and compare with some of you, maybe we have the same kind of attributes, characteristics, features. And this is how Netflix can suggest something to you. Okay? It's easy. It's like Amazon. Guys, how much of you like to buy something in Amazon? Or at least bought once something in Amazon? Or at least like to go there and take a look on the products? If you do that, take a look when you, for example, if you want to buy a book and you go on the book page and, okay, I want to buy this book. If you take a look at the bottom of your screen, there's something like a recommendation, something like, okay, some people that bought this book, they also like to buy those other 3 or 4 books. It's like a recommendation. And most of the time that recommendation is accurate, right? It's something that it's real for you. It's okay for you. And in my case, I can say that, okay, maybe I'm not a great example because I really like to buy books at Amazon. Okay, you can see on my cam, you can see behind me that I have a lot of books. I really like to buy books, but most of the times when I'm going to buy a book, I buy more than once. I buy maybe 2 or 3 books because of those recommendations. Okay. And guys, I can say that machine learning, in my opinion, is the main driver of artificial intelligence. Machine learning, we have a lot of things that we can do inside artificial intelligence, but I can see that right now at this moment, machine learning is everywhere. If you have an artificial intelligence solution, I'm pretty sure that maybe 90% of the time it's a machine learning solution. Okay, so just to finish this introduction, because I want to show you some demos, I just need to spend a few more minutes talking about 2 topics that are really important when we are discussing machine learning. That is how you are going to teach your machine about something. We call supervised learning or unsupervised learning. We have those 2 ways to help our machine to learn something. Okay, it's really easy to understand. When we are talking about supervised learning, we already know we already have the data and we already know what we want to discover. Hey, Vitor, no, this is really complex. Let me show you, guys. Give me a few minutes. Let me show you. I will give you an example and you see that it's really easy to understand. I'm going to open a data set that I have here. This is the data set that I'm going to use on our demo. And I believe that you are able to see that. Let me just do that and I will try to do like that. Okay, guys. This is a data set, a sample data set that I have about some patients, and this is an analysis if a patient has diabetes or not, if he's a diabetic person or not. Okay, so remember that I told you about a characteristic, an attribute, about something we call a feature. And if you are okay to work with databases, we call feature is the same thing that we call a column when we are talking about a table inside a database. Yeah, right. But when we talk about artificial intelligence, we like to use different words. Okay, it's fancy, so we call feature, right? And you can see here, for example, I have this patient here, and I have some information about this patient. For example, about pregnancy, right? About plasma glucose, blood pressure, about BMI, about age, and then guys, take a look here on the last column. My last attribute is a column named diabetic, and I have a 0 or a 1. So if I have 0, this patient has not diabetes. But if I have 1, I have a patient with diabetes, right? So what I'm going to do is to use this data as a training data to our machine learning, because remember, I need to teach a machine learning. I need to teach a machine learning model to analyze something, discover something. In this case, guys, I already have the information that I want to discover, right? I'm giving a real example to my code, to my machine learning, to learn about that. So this is what we call a supervised learning. So if you are teaching a machine, teaching a code to predict something, but you have some predictions already, this is a supervised learning. You are giving information with data that is already predicted, okay? Right? Please, guys, if you have any questions, just let me know. It's not so difficult, but I know there's a lot of things happening right now on your mind. And if you have any questions, just let me know, right? What we are going to do is to use a supervised learning algorithm, okay? I'm going to teach a machine to analyze this code here and predict something, okay? And I'll show that in a few minutes, right? So what I'm going to do is to work on supervised learning. And inside supervised learning, we have 2 types of algorithms to work. We have classification and we have regression, right? What I'm going to use is a classification one. What is the difference between a classification and a regression? Guys, a classification is related to split objects based on some attributes, right? The results of a classification analysis is a categorical information and a category information. For example, on this example that I'm discussing with you guys about diabetes, we have 0 or 1. You have diabetes or you don't have diabetes, right? So this is a classification model, okay? Vitor, I didn't understand. Okay, let me give you an example that is different. I have one here, like span classifier. If I'm analyzing an email and I want to know if this is a span or not, I only have 2 options, right? It's a span or it's not a span. I don't have half span, right? It's impossible to have, okay, this is 0.5 span. It's not possible. Or you have a span or you don't have a span. This is not a span email or this is a span email, right? Okay. It's a discrete value, right? Another regression one, you have something like, for example, Imagine that you want to predict a price of a car based on some attributes from that car. Okay, so your output is a price. It's not a categorical information. It's a price, right? You are analyzing something. You are analyzing a lot of other cars with the same attributes, and then based on that, you can say, okay, this is the price that I believe it's a good price for your car based on all this data that I already analyzed. So the price is not a categorical information. So this is a regression. Okay, this is the difference between classification and regression. Okay, right? I have another example here. Like if you are trying to have a loan and you go to a bank, again, this is a categorical one. Yes or no? Okay, you are able to have a loan or you are not able to have a loan, right? This is an example. This is a decision tree, guys. Okay, inside classification, we have a lot of algorithms to test and decide what is the best one to do a classification analysis. Okay, cool. Okay, guys, enough talk, right? I'm pretty sure that some of you are already tired to see my slides, so let's go to the demo. Okay, let's do it. Let me just go to my Azure portal here. I already have everything set up here. Let me just, here. Okay, awesome. I'm pretty sure that all of you are able to see my screen. Okay, let me just go here. Guys, I already have my workspace created because I don't want to spend a lot of time waiting for that. So I already have everything done, but I want to discuss and show you since I show you from the scratch, from the start, what you need to do first. The first thing that we need to do to use automated machine learning is to create a research on Azure portal. And the research that we need to create is this one, a machine learning workspace. Okay, so every time that you want to work with Azure machine learning, you need to create an Azure machine learning workspace, right? I already have one that I'm going to use, again, because I don't want to spend a lot of time waiting for that. But let me show you. If you want to create, it's really easy, okay? You just need to select workspace name, the region where you want to create that, and what type of workspace you want to use, basic or enterprise. To use automated machine learning, you need to use the enterprise workspace edition, okay? Right? It's not available on the basic one. You need to have an enterprise one, right? Hey, Vitor, I already have a workspace created and it's basic. Can I just upgrade it? Yeah, you can. You can just go on your workspace and do an upgrade to the enterprise. Again, you are going to pay for that, right? This is the idea to work with Azure, with cloud computing. This is the idea, okay? So you need to pay for that for sure, but you can just go there and start an upgrade. I already have one, right? So if you take a look here, I'm going to show you. Okay, I don't want to save. I already have some of them. I'm going to use this one because it's located on Brazil South. It's really close to me. Okay, guys, and I need to say that on those days with a lot of people on their houses using the internet, it's a great idea to have Azure research close to you. So my workspace is located on Brazil South. Let me show you, and then I can just go here. This is my workspace, right? I have some options here. I don't want to spend a lot of time here because I'm not going to work here. What I'm going to do is to connect on Azure Machine Learning Studio, right? on Azure Machine Learning Studio is the area where we are going to work, where we are going to develop our models. Okay, so I just need to go here, launch now. I already have it here, but I will open again for you, just for you to see. Man, this is so cool. This is so cool. Okay. Oh, and just to say something really interesting about automated machine learning. Automated machine learning, or AutoML, is a Google idea, right? It's not a Microsoft idea. Okay. Oh, Vitor, really? Yeah, guys. It's not a Microsoft idea. Microsoft is using because the idea is really cool, right? The idea to use automated machine learning, it's really interesting, but it's a concept created inside Google. Okay. Okay, guys. So I'm ready to start. You can see that we can create our automated machine learning model here, or we can go here, right? We can go on our left side. We have the option here, or we have the option here. But before I create something, I just want to let you know what is automated machine learning. Automated machine learning, guys, it's so cool. It's so cool. The idea is to use machine learning to train another machine learning. Okay, so it's to build a machine learning model that is going to test some other machine learning models, and then after this test, you have the best machine learning model for you. Okay, one of the things that we need to do when we are working with machine learning is, okay, let me try this algorithm. Okay, this algorithm is not working, it's not good, the accuracy is not so high, so you need to start again and need to try another one. Okay, hey Vitor, this is not a good one. You need to start again and try another one. Let me show you what I'm saying. Azure machine learning algorithm. This is what I'm telling you guys. Let me open that. And I just selected the worst one on slide share. Let me go here on Microsoft, because then I can show you. Ah, cool, this is awesome. Just an example, right? Just an example. Let me see if this is the best one. I don't think this is the best one yet. There is another one that I think is better. Maybe this one. Yeah, I think this one is better. Cool. This is what I want to show you guys. Let me open here. Okay, this is a PDF from Microsoft, right? And what I want to show you is something like that. Take a look here, guys. I already said to you that we are going to use a classification model, right? We are going to analyze the data, and the idea is to predict if you have or not diabetes. So this is a classification model, but inside classification, we have a lot of algorithms to use, and mathematical algorithms to use. For example, here, you can use multi-class logistic regression. You can use multi-class neural network. You can use a decision forest. You can use a boosted decision tree. You have a lot of algorithms to use. And then I can ask you, what is the best one? I don't know, man. I need to test them. I need to put my data there. I need to start an analysis and see, okay, let me do an analysis using this one and see how is the accuracy here. Oh, it's not so high. Okay, so I need to start again and process again, trying this one. And then I can try this one, and then I can try this one. And you can see that we still have more here, right? We have other classifications here. You can start to use those. And then after maybe 1 week trying all of those algorithms, you have the best one. Okay? But the idea of automated machine learning is to have a machine learning doing that for you. You are going to show the data and say, hey, I want to do a classification analysis on this data. And then your automated machine learning, you start to test all of those algorithms. And then after the test, you have the best one. For this data, automated machine learning is going to test all of those algorithms and say to you, this is the best one. Okay? This is the idea about automated machine learning. This is what we are going to do here, right? Okay, so let me show you. You can just go here, start an automated one. I already have one here because if you take a look, I don't want to spend a lot of time with you guys waiting. So on my test took 46, almost 47 minutes to analyze my data and give me the best option about a classification algorithm. Okay, so I'm going to show that one for you, but I want to show you how you can build and start your automated machine learning. So you need just to go here, new automated machine learning. The first thing that you need to do is to select your data set. Remember that we need to teach our machine to think about something. And to teach a machine to think, you need to use data. I already have the data here. Is the same CSV file that I just I showed to you in a few minutes ago. But if you want to upload a new one, you can just come here and select where is your data. Okay, where is your data? I already have one. There is a diabetes.csv, and then I need to select my workspace, right? I have an experiment here, diabetes analysis. What is the column that I want to predict? Guys, remember that we are working with supervised learning. So if we are working with supervised learning, I'm using data with the information that I want to predict already there. Okay, so I'm going to use that column, that is this diabetic one, to discover new data, new possibilities about a patient that has or not diabetes. Okay, so I need to show what is my compute cluster. What is a compute cluster? Remember when I told you about processing power? Here is where you select how much processor power you want to use to train this machine learning, right? I already have one compute cluster created, but if you want to create a new one, you just go here and then you can select, guys, the size of your machine. Here, you can select the size of your machine. For example, how much cores do you want? How much RAM do you want? Okay, see, you can select here. For example, oh, I want to use this one. I have 16 cores. I have 56 gigabytes of RAM. That's okay. That's enough for me to train this machine learning model, right? This is so cool, man. This is so cool. I'm not going to use that. I already have one. So I'm going to use mine. Let me go here. Oh, let me just come back to mine. No, man, let me just select my own. Let me just cancel here, leave, and select my AI training. And next, guys, the last thing that you need to do is to select what is the type of data analysis that you want to do. Okay, this is the last type. This is the last information that you need to give to Azure Machine Learning Services. At this moment, we are able to do a classification one. We are able to do a regression or a time series forecasting. And it's so cool. You can see that only reading our data set, we already have a suggestion. Oh, hey, Vitor, reading your data, I believe that what you need to do is a classification one. See, is a classification one, right? And then you just need to do finish. And let's see, we have our machine learning, not our automated machine learning process, right? And we need to wait a few minutes. You can see here, guys, it's not started yet, but it's starting. If you take a look here, you can see that it's going to start. And then I just need to wait. I just need to wait for our automated machine learning. See, now it's in preparing. In a few minutes, it's going to be running. And then I have my machine learning analyzing the data that I'm using and testing all those algorithms for us. And then after a few minutes, maybe some hours, you are going to have a suggestion. Hey, analyzing your data, doing some tests with your data, this is the algorithm that I believe is the best for you. Let me show you one that is already done. I already have it here. See, I already have some of them done. Let me show you this one. And this is what we have, guys. Take a look here. Here is the results of our automated machine learning. So using this data, this is the algorithm that is going to be used to us. This is a high accuracy. See, a 0.95 is a good one. 0.95 is a good one. But you can see, you can have the details about that. Here, models. You have all the models that were tested. Take a look, guys. All the models that were tested, and you have this column here. That is the accuracy one, and you can see that this one, that is a voting ensemble, was the best one. See, 0.9562. I have another one that was 0.95507. Okay, but that one was the best one, and that one is the one that I can deploy. See here, I can just create an endpoint to be used, to be consumed by an application. I just need to select deploy, and I give a name, and that's it, right? I already have one endpoint here. If you take a look, it's here, endpoint. See, I already have one here. And to use that, I need to develop something. I need to use some code, because here, to consume this, I have a REST API. And then using some code, I can do that using Python. I can do that using C#. I just need to use a REST API and consume this algorithm. But man, you see that we didn't have one line of code to create a machine learning model. See? It's already done, guys. It's already done. We already have a machine learning done for us to use. Okay, cool, awesome. Okay, guys, I believe I'm pretty much using all my time. Okay, so the last thing that I want to say to you guys, it's something that I always like to share on my sessions. First, I want to say thank you for all of you to be here, to give me the opportunity of your attention, to have your attention for 1 hour to discuss about IT, to discuss about AI, technology in general. I'm really glad to have this chance, guys. And I would like to say that you are the master of your career, right? If you want to work with something and you are not working yet, just go there, just start to study, and invest your time, and you can make it. Okay, for sure you can make it, guys. thank you again. Thanks, Pio. Thank you, all of you, to be here. I hope you like it, the session. And let me just put my emails here. If you have any questions, please just let me know. This is my Pifian email, but you can reach me there, or you can contact me on my blog, on YouTube, or Telegram. I'm more than happy to help you with anything that you want to know about AI and that platform in general. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Vito. There's a question on the chat from Data Mess. Any practices to help improve algorithm runtimes or at full discretion of Azure ML?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question. Yeah. First thing that we need to do, I didn't have the time to do that, right? Because I'm using a data set sample. So the first thing that you need to do is to be sure that your data set is already clean, right? You need to spend time to clean your data set, to take a look if you don't have, for example, some outliers, if you don't have some data that is missing. For example, if you have a patient on our example where you don't have a BMI information or maybe a blood pressure information, maybe you don't want to use that data to analyze because you could have some problems. This is the first thing that you can think about performance, right? The second thing that you can do is related to compute. How much compute power do you want to use? Okay. And if you want to have more performance, it's recommended for you. Let me show you here on compute. It's recommended for you to have a good virtual machine size, right? And another thing that you can do, and this is a good question, man, we can talk that about later in other opportunity for sure. When you are using automated machine learning solution, one of the things that you can do, you can create some metrics inside your automated machine learning to measure what's going on, right? And then do an extensive analysis about performance. I was not working with that here because we need more time to implement those, but you can use that. You can create some kind of endpoints inside your automated machine learning to collect some data, and then after that you can do some analysis. So for sure, you have a lot of things that you can do to tune your performance on machine learning, on automated machine learning.
Yeah, since we're on the same topic, how is AutoML charged? Because this one is a platform as a service, right? So
yeah.
Are you charged by the compute power that you have, or is there a unit for charging for every runtime that you do the training?
At this moment, you're going to be charged by your compute power.
Oh, by compute power.
Yeah, large compute power. Yeah, that's a good question, Pew. Yeah, Microsoft is, and I need to say, okay, I did some tests. It's really good, but we still have room to improve the accuracy here on automated machine learning, guys. As I said to you, it's not a Microsoft idea, it's a Google concept, but Microsoft invests a lot of time on that. And I would like to suggest you take a look here, and because I believe, man, maybe in 1 year, this is going to be a huge feature on Azure Machine Learning Service. I'm pretty sure about that.
Yep. Yeah, so let me just check if there's any other more questions.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that's all. Thank you very much, Vito, for your time. Yeah, so everyone, if you have time, kindly fill up the evaluation form, and then we can share it to everyone else. That's all for tonight. Thank you, Vito. Thank you, Aro. Thank you, everyone, for your time. See you next week on episode 4. We're also gonna have someone from Brazil. Fabiano will be the one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Don't miss that, guys. Fabiano is a great guy about performance.
Yep. So that's all. Thank you, folks. Good night.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Everyone.